Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, me Ayu Masrur binti Rosman and my group members Nadila Elina binti Abdullah, Muhammad Ammar Haris bin Kasmadi, Aisyah Nurjiha binti Abdul Malik and Siti Nur Aisyah binti Afandi are being given a task based on what we have been studied in Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. We required to select the most recent annual report of one Islamic bank and one conventional bank in Malaysia, as well as one Islamic banking that complies with FAS standard. Besides, our group decided to choose United Overseas Bank for a conventional bank and Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad for Islamic bank in Malaysia and Kuwait Finance House for an Islamic bank that comply with FAS standard. Without any delay, I will explain about the background of the chosen conventional bank that our group members are choose, which is United Overseas Bank. UOB is a Singapore's second biggest bank, was incorporated on 6 August 1935 as the United Chinese Bank. Founded by Dato' Wee Chen Chiang, the bank catered mainly to the Fujian community in its early years. The change of name was effected in 1965 over the past 76 years. UOB has grown from the strain to strain. With a focus on the greatest Asian Pacific area, the bank provides commercial and corporate banking services, personal financial services, private banking, asset management, corporate financing, venture capital, investment, and insurance. The firm also offers stockbroking services through its participation in UOB Kay Hian Holdings. After establishing itself in the major Singapore market, the business purchased competitor Overseas Union Bank in 2002. UOB anticipates future development to come from its international activity. The organization is already present through subsidiaries and branch office in Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Hong Kong, Taiwan, South Korea, Japan, and Australia. Now, as you can see at slide, this is the board of directors and its committee of UOB as at 1st March 2023. For the board, we have Dato' Jeffrey Ng Tiong Lip as an independent chairman, Wee Ee Cheong as executive deputy chairman, and UOB represent Fatimah binti American as an independent, Ching Yu Chiu as an independent, and Ng Wei Wei as an executive and chief executive officer. Nevertheless, for the nominating committee, remuneration committee, and audit committee, UOB has Fatimah binti American as a chairperson, and lastly, for risk management committee, UOB have Ching Yu Che as a chairman in the department. Next, we move to the chosen local Islamic banking that our group choose, which is Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. 1 July 1983 is a date of history significance. It was when Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad, or Bank Islam in short, was officially established. The day marked in the beginning of Islamic banking, not just in Malaysia, but also within the Asian region. For your information, Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad offers a wide range of services for both individual and businesses. For individual, Bank Islam provides services like deposit, investment such as saving account, current account, terms deposit, and investment account. Bank Islam also provide financing such as personal financing, including house, car, and educational. Moreover, Bank Islam not only focus only for individuals, but they also pay attention with businesses which provide services like current account, cash management services, Islamic treasury services, and additional services like wealth management, takaful and Hajj and Umrah services, with saving plans, visa processing, and travel arrangement. Next, for Board of Director of Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad represent Tan Sri Dr. Ismail Haji Bakar as their chairman and independent non-executive director. Datuk Bazan Osman as independent non-executive director or senior independent director. Datuk Nik Muhammad Hashdin Yusof, Mashita Haji Osman, Datuk Profesor Dr. Nur Inayah Yaakob as independent non-executive director, and for Sharia Supervisory Council of BIMB are conducted by Dr. Muhammad Fuad Abdullah as a chairman. Okay everyone, we don't talk about local bank that we choose for our project. Now, let me explain about the Islamic bank that we choose that complies with FAS standard, which is Kuwait Finance House. Kuwait Finance House is first Islamic bank established in Kuwait and one of the world leading Islamic bank. Incorporated in March 1977 as the first bank operating following the Islamic principle of Sharia. Kuwait Finance House has emerged as one of the leading Islamic bank in the world. Kuwait Finance House has businesses operation in Bahrain, Turkey, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and Malaysia, as well as affiliates in the United Arab Emirates, Oman, and Bangladesh. It offers a wide range of Islamic banking products and services to individual, corporation, and institution, such as current and saving account, investment account, financing products such as home financing, car financing, personal financing loan, and personal loan for personal banking, working capital financing, trade finance, project finance, treasury services for corporate banking and for investment banking. Kuwait Finance House also provide a lot of products such as sukuk issuance, merger and acquisition, equity capital market, and debt capital market. As usual, we move with the board of directors of Kuwait Finance House. As you can see here, we have Hamad Abdul Mohsin Al Marzouk are represented as chairman and Abdul Aziz Yaqub Al Nafisi as vice chairman. And for their boards of member, Kuwait Finance House have Khalid Salim Al Nifs, Mu'ad Saud Al Osaimi, Fahad Ali Al Ghamin, and Nurul Rahman Abid is board member since 2014 and others. I'm done explaining about the background of the chosen bank. Next, we move with the component of annual report for each of the chosen bank. While all three banks operate in Islamic banking sector, there may be a variation in their annual report components due to different regulatory requirement, target audience, and financial reporting practices. Here's a breakdown of potential differences. Firstly, for bank focus, UOB offer a wider range of conventional and Islamic banking products, while Kuwait Finance House and Bank Islam focus primarily on Islamic banking. This might lead to a difference in the level of detail provided for each type of product or services. Secondly, for regulatory requirements, Kuwait and Malaysia have a different accounting standard and disclosure requirement, which could affect the format and content of the annual reports. Lastly, target audience. UOB targets a broader audience, including investor, customer, and regulators. Kuwait Finance House and Bank Islam might tailor their reports to Islamic investor and stakeholder only. Moreover, another differences in the component of annual reports is in terms of financial statement, which is all the chosen bank have the basic financial statement, which is income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, might follow the same format, but the specific line item in disclosure could differ based on accounting standard and regulatory requirement. Second component is in terms of Islamic banking activities, which is UOB might present a separate section for Islamic banking activities, while Kuwait Finance House and Bank Islam might integrate this information throughout the report. The level of details on Sharia compliance and risk management practices could also vary. And for corporate governance, the structure and composition of the board of directors and their roles and responsibilities might differ between the banks. This could be reflected in the corporate governance section of the annual reports. That's all from me. I will pass this presentation for the next presenter.
Firstly, from Sharia contract, sale-based contract, for Bank Islam, sale-based contract, they use property financing, tawarruk baiti home financing. This financing facility is to assist you in financing the purchase of the residential property. The bank sale price is derived based on the ceiling profit rate, which is fixed throughout the tenure. However, the effective profit rate is calculated on a variable or floating rate basis. The Sharia concept applicable is the Sharia principle of tawarruk. Tawaruk consists of two sale and purchase contract. The first involves the sale and asset by a seller to purchase on a deferred basis. Subsequently, the purchaser of the first sale will sell the same asset to the third party on cash and spot basis. Quiet Finance House use Murabaha and Tawaruk contract. KFH Sure Current Account I or KFH Sure Saving Account I shall operate in accordance with the Sharia concept of Murabaha and Tawaruk, whereby the customer shall appoint an authorist and KFH Malaysia shall accept the appointment and authorization as a customer agent to do all act as fully as the customer could do themselves with respect to the purchase of the Sharia compliant goods and commodities, which not include but not limited to palm oil product, oleochemical product, rubber product, cocoa product or sofa product in the local or international market as determined by KFH Malaysia at the purchase price to be mutually agreed between customer and the KFH Malaysia. Next is lease-based contract. For Bank Islam use ITAP, which is a hire purchase facility where the customer can rent an asset and then buy it from the bank at the end of the lease. The product is offered at a fixed rate with fixed rental payment throughout the tenure. The Sharia contract is used is Ijarah Summa Al-Bay, which involve an Ijarah rental contract payment over a specific period and then purchase the asset from the bank at an agreed price after the leasing period end. For Quiet Finance House, they use Ijarah contract. The owner lease an asset to lessor for a set rental payment and lease period. The lessor retains ownership of the asset while the lessee has the right to use it. The customer agrees to buy the asset at the end of the lease period or after full payment. Following the agreed term, ownership transfer to the customer through a sale at the end of the lease period. Now for construction-based contract, Bank Islam and Quiet Finance House use the Istisna Agreement, which is involved the sale or purchase of a non-exist asset that will be produced, constructed or built based on the buyer requirement. The asset will be delivered at a set future date for agreed selling price. In the contract, the Islamic bank acting as the seller and choose to manufacture the asset independently or involve a third party. Other than that, ultimate buyer as a supplier or subcontractor through a parallel istisna contract. Now is equity-based contract. For Bank Islam use Siam Mudarabah. Siam Mudarabah is a special investment account that operates under a Mudarabah contract. In this contract, the capital provider, Rabbumal, give a capital to an entrepreneur, Mudorib, to manage any profit made by a share between the Rabbumal and the Mudorib based on agreed ratio, while the Rabbumal bears financial losses unless they are caused by the Mudorib misconduct, negligence or breach of term. For the Quiet Finance House, they use the Quiet House Mudarabah Plus Account I. That account is a demand investment account which is classified under the unrestricted investment account URIA, where the customer provide the bank with the mandate to make the ultimate investment decision without specifying any particular restriction or condition. The KH Mudarabah Plus Account I is classified under the investment account classification of Islamic Financial Service Act 2013. Lastly, for a loan contract, Bank Islam use Personal Financing I, and it is financing facility that cater to personal financial needs. It can be either secure or unsecure, and it's calculated based on a fixed rate. The Sharia concept used is this facility is Tawaruk. Tawaruk involves two sale contract. The first contract involves customer purchasing commodities from the bank based on the concept of Murabaha, cost plus profit, and a deferred sale price. The bank acts as a purchasing agent of behalf of the customer, and the customer is responsible to paying the amount due to the Murabaha transaction according to the agreed terms. The second contract involves Bank Islam acting as a sales agent on behalf of the customer. For Quiet Finance House Berhad use personal loan. This personal loan is provided by Quiet Finance House with a salary deduction by MCCM Resources Sdn Berhad through Bureau Angkasa. This loan is one of the personal loans that offer affordable interest rate, fixed rate and the highest payout to civil servant through the salary deduction. Quiet Finance House Berhad is a first foreign Islamic bank in Malaysia. It is among the first 3 Islamic bank of the Middle East to have a license to operate in Malaysia. It started operating in Malaysia since 2005.
For assets, the similarities between all these 3 banks are all of the banks have cash and short-term funds, other assets, intangible assets, and property and equipment. For UOB, there are additional plans, but for the short-term fund for Kuwait Finance House, the term used is cash and balance with banks and financial institutions. The similarities between Bank Islam and UOB Bank are both of these banks have financial assets at fair value through profit or loss, derivative financial assets, statutory deposits with Bank Negara Malaysia, deferred tax assets, right of use assets, and investment in subsidiaries. Both of these banks also have some components but different terms. However, Kuwait Finance House does not have all of these components. The similarities between UOB Bank and Kuwait Finance House is both of these banks are investment in an associate. These tables show the differences in asset components for the 3 banks. While for liabilities, the similarities of component in these 3 banks are deposit from customer and deposit and placement of banks and other financial institutions, while the similarities between UOB and Bank Islam are derivative financial liabilities, bills and asset payable, other liabilities, lease liabilities. While the similarities between Bank Islam and Quiet Finance House is sukuk payable. 2 most seen differences can be seen is the subordinated bonds and sukuk. Subordinated bonds are from the conventional, which is UOB Bank, and subordinated sukuk and capital securities are from Islamic Bank, which is Bank Islam. Referring the notes to the financial statement for UOB Bank, majority of capital raising activity is based on the issuance of bond, which is a conventional product. However, Bank Islam only utilize sukuk issuance. For Quiet Finance House, under sukuk payables and term financing, they also utilize sukuk issuance to raise capital. While this is the differences in liabilities components. The similarities in equity components are reserve and share capital. However, only Kuwait Finance House have share premium, proposed issue of bonus shares, and treasury shares.
For the remarks on income between these 3 banks, as we can see in the table, there are similarities between Bank Islam and Kuwait Finance House. That majority of the income are mainly from investment they invest. But for the UOB Bank, their income are from interest that they charge from their customers. For remark in expense between these 3 banks, there are similarities between Bank Islam and UOB Bank as they have expenses for impairment of their assets as well for advance. For Kuwait Finance House, they have depreciation and amortization as expenses as they are deducted from the company's revenue to calculate net income. Then, we have a remark for profit before taxation and zakat between these 3 banks. As for Bank Islam, they are obligated to pay zakat to provide their income and also not to pay tax to government. But for the UOB Bank, they just need to pay tax only because conventional bank is not obliging with Islam principle. Meanwhile, same for Kuwait Finance House, they just paying tax to their government.
The part in Bank Islam will comply with Sharia principle. First, Sharia Supervisory Board. To make sure the bank's operation, product and service comply with Sharia law, the Islamic Sharia Supervisory Board is an essential oversight body in addition to overseeing the development, administration and utilization of Islamic financial products and transactions. They offer expert counsel and guidance on Sharia compliance aside from providing guidance and advice on Sharia compliant activity. The SSB also answer difficult Sharia related questions and resolve disputes with the parameters of Sharia principle. It also explains Sharia principle to management, staff, and interested parties.
Next, Sharia governance. Bank Islam is implementing Sharia governance initiative including staff training on ethical behavior, compliance standard, and Sharia concept. Regular consultation with Sharia experts ensure operation align with Sharia norms. The company also strengthens the Sharia governance by reviewing the Sharia compliance policy and business zakat guideline. Risk Control Self-Assessment (RCSA) is implementing to assess, identify, and the Internal Capital Adequacy Assessment Process (ICAAP) is revised for adequate capital allocation.
Third, product offer. Bank Islam and Islamic financial institutions offer Sharia-compliant product and service to ensure client financial transactions align with the moral and religious conviction. The banks provide access to investment that adhere to Sharia law, ensuring ethical, sustainable, and high-quality standards. The bank primary goods and services include Islamic Unit Trust Funds, service for trading stock compliant with Sharia, and Islamic investment product with structured Islamic financing facilities include home, vehicle, personal loans, enterprise finance, financial management, and SME financing. This product prioritizes resilience and sustainability, promoting long-term stability and resilience for consumer and the economy. Next, social responsibility. Bank Islam is leading Islamic bank that promotes social justice, human rights, and ethical business practice. They support community development projects, financial inclusion, and environmental sustainability in 2022. BIMB held 10 activities under their Life Well program, focusing on 4 components of human well-being: physical, emotional, and mental, financial and spiritual wellness. Emotional and mental wellness aim to build internal resilience. Financial wellness help employees adapt to the volatile economy, and spiritual wellness promote employees' spirituality. Bank Islam partner with Malaysia Agency Counseling and Pengurusan Kredit (AKPK). Next, for bank wide. First is Sharia governance. Islamic Sharia governance ensure compliance with Islamic law based on the Quran, Sharia, and Islamic Scholars Agreement. It prohibits interest and usury in financial dealings, gambling, and extreme uncertainty. Agreement must be unambiguous, open, and based on consent. Wide bank prioritize social justice, promoting philanthropy, charitable contribution, and socially conscious endeavors. This system promotes societal welfare and ethical business practice. Second, product offer. Islamic financial securities such as sukuk are securities that adhere to Islamic standards and signify ownership in a project or investment activity. These securities do not break Sharia based on interest and uncertainty. Kuwait Bank offers Sharia-compliant financing solutions like murabaha, ijarah, musyarakah, and istisna. Islamic funds provide diversification and potential returns by investing in Sharia-compliant assets like real estate and stock. Third, enhancing the code of business conduct. The Board of Directors reviews Kuwait Bank's Code of Business Conduct, conflict of interest, related party, information security, whistleblowing, anti-bribery, and corruption policies annually. These policies can enhance Kuwait Bank's reputation and promote moral behavior, reflecting Sharia principle of honestly integrity. A clear code of conduct reduces legal risk, improves staff morale, and ensure adhere to law, rules, and industry standards, making employees feel appreciated and inspired. Next, disclosure and transparency. Kuwait Financing House, a leading global bank, has released its first sustainability report in accordance with the Global Reporting Initiative (GRI). The report evaluates KFH sustainability practice and management approach, emphasizing stakeholder participation in decision making. KFH disclosure policy is a pillar of corporate governance, ensuring transparency and fairness in timely information delivery to stakeholders. This lays the groundwork for future sustainable disclosure. And the last one, For despite its social responsibility, KFH prioritizes sustainability and prosperity in society through various programs in health, education, culture, and sport. These initiatives foster community and prosperity, ensuring KFH's social contribution will continue to add value and benefit its residents in the long run. Next, I will continue with the level of cash and cash equivalent by Bank Islam first. Next, I will continue with the level of cash and cash equivalent by Bank Islam first. For the formula, current ratio is current asset divided by current liabilities. For Bank Islam, the current asset we got total 80,533,495, and current liabilities we got 5,503,387. For current ratio we got for Bank Islam is we get 16.09. Next, for bank wide, current asset we got 26,841,215, and for current liabilities we got 30,683,344. For the current ratio for bank wide, we got current asset divided by current liabilities, we got 0.87. And that's all from our team, and thank you.